Let me start the recording. Yeah, recording in progress. One scholar is writing that more syntax error comes initially. Yes, definitely. Initially, you will find lot of syntax errors. Initially, you will find slightly frustrated. But on the PPT, every format is written very, very properly. You can refer to that. Rest is a matter of practice. Make sure to complete all the assignments positively. If you are able to do all the assignments positively, then definitely you will find that yes, it is okay. Yes, it is okay. Now, how to manage with all these queries? It's all about practice. We have to manage. We have to manage. There is no other solution. Okay. Well, so yesterday we had discussion about select statement. And yesterday when we were having discussion about the select statement, then in the select statement, you will find that we were talking about initial part, and the initial part was only projection part. Especially into the projection part, I told you that projection part is actually dealing with the columns. Means if you wanted to limit the number of columns, if you wanted to see the list of particular columns, if you wanted to see all the columns, if you wanted to rename the column, if you wanted to see distinct value of the column, then in all that condition, you can use projection, or you have to specify value for the projection. Yesterday, when we were talking about the value for the projection, then in the value of projection, the very first thing that I told you, it was star symbol, such that the star symbol actually refer to all columns. The star actually refer to all columns. If you wanted to limit the columns, then definitely you have to specify comma separated list of columns. This was the second case. The third case was we were using the distinct keyword. If you are using distinct keyword with a column, then definitely all the distinct value for this column will be available to you. Then going to the next part. The next part was all about the aliasing. And whenever you wanted to perform the aliasing, then definitely optionally you may use as keyword. If the alias column name is single word, then no need to use single quotation or double quotation. But if the alias name is multi-word, then you have to use either the single quotation mark or the double quotation mark. This is what we have done yesterday in the terms of projection. Any ask in this topic? What are the values of projection is? Shall I proceed further? Shall I proceed further? So for the projection, now I'm talking to you about the last value. The last value is all about the expressions. The last value is all about the expressions. And what is the mean of expression is? The expression is all about some mathematical expression you can use in the select clause also. Let me take the example, and one or two query I have received recently. I will answer these queries also parallelly. So name of the database is SB101, block number 25. If I'm talking about the name of the table is ST. Let's say that I'm writing select star from ST. When I'm writing select star from ST, then definitely all the 9 records are visible to you. See, let me talk about the next query. That is for especially in case of expressions. For the query that I want to go for the expression, please to take a look at the line number 104. The query is write query to add 10 to 10th percentage and display with heading 10th underscore new underscore 10th underscore percentage. Remark is clearly written. No need to use update query because this is one-time result. No need to use insert query because this is one-time result. So this time, can I say that I wanted to add 10 to the class 10th percentage? And once 10 is added to the class 10th percentage, then the thing that I wanted to do is I need to display. But there is no need of update query. For this thing, how exactly query I have to write down? The first thing I need to write down is select 10th underscore percentage plus 10th. Simple arithmetic expression. This thing I wanted to display with the new heading. The new heading is new 10th percentage. Then I'm writing from and after from name of the table, that is ST. Please take a look at the result. Can you see? Instead of 77, we are getting 87%. Instead of 33, we are getting 43%. So overall mantra is that if you wanted to use any mathematical expression, if you wanted to use any string expression in the projection, then you can use that also. Clear it is? This is the final value for projection. And you know it very well that select query is actually used for only display purpose. So if I'm talking about the original content, then definitely original content is unaffected. Is that okay? That original content is completely unaffected because this is select query. Select query is not responsible for making any changes in the database. It is actually, you can say that you are generating a kind of report that is for the display purpose only, and this report you cannot use anywhere else. Is that okay? Okay. One scholar was asking regarding alias that he is not very much comfortable with the alias. So let me write down the line number 100 and line number 102's query. The query is write query to view all the records of the table such that roll number should be displayed with the heading roll number. Name should be displayed with the heading student name. 10th percentage should be displayed with the heading enter exam percentage. So you know it very well. The very first thing I need to write down is select. What is my name of column? It is roll number. What is the new column heading? It is roll space number. So definitely, because it is a multi-word, the multi-word thing I need to put into the double quotation mark. As keyword is optional. If you wanted to use, then it is okay. If you do not want it to use, still there is no problem. Let me talk about the next column. The next column is name, and I wanted to display the column name with the new heading such that the new heading is going to be student name. The third thing that I'm talking is the 10th percentage, and the 10th percentage should be displayed with the heading that is called enter exam percentage. That is called enter exam percentage. Then I'm writing from, and after from, I'm writing the word ST. Copy this part, coming here, right click, hitting enter. So you can see content is visible to you. It is very much like select roll number, comma name, comma 10th percentage, but this time column headings are new. If you wanted to write down the next query, or you wanted to write down the alternative query, then definitely to write down the alternative query, we have to use the as keyword. We have to use the as keyword. Because this time, all the alias names are multi-word, then in this condition, quotations are compulsory. Whether you are using single quotation mark or you are using double quotation mark, it's your choice. Because in MySQL, single quotation and double quotation, they are treated as same. There is no difference. And again, you can see that this is a select query. So definitely select query is not responsible for any changes. This change is completely temporary. If you are writing select star from student, then the columns will be available with the original heading. Clear it is how this aliasing is performed. That's good. Similarly, in the next query, write query to display all records of the table such that roll number should be displayed with the heading RN. So this time we are writing here select. Roll number should be displayed with the heading RN. Thereafter, if I'm talking about the next topic, name, then definitely name should be displayed with the heading that is called S name. Similarly, if we are talking about the 10th percentage, then for the 10th percentage new column heading is available. The new column heading is called 10th underscore percentage. Then I'm writing from ST. Nothing wrong in this query. Definitely this is going to work 100% perfect, as you can see in the result. This time, use of quotation is not compulsory because alias column name is already single word. Still, if you are using, then there is no offense. It is going to work 100% perfect, even if you are using quotation mark. So overall, the simple point is that doing the aliasing as keyword is not compulsory. If you are writing, then it is okay. If you are not writing, then there is no offense. Regarding the quotations, if it is single word alias name, then again quotations are not compulsory. If you are using, then it is okay. If not, no problem. But if the alias column name is multi-word, in this condition, you have to use single quotation or double quotation mark. This is all summary that I have done. Is that clear? Or anything to ask? Clear? If everything is clear in the aliasing, please type 1 on the chat. That's good. If you refer to the sheet that I shared to you yesterday, all these queries are already available there. You can refer to the solution that I have uploaded yesterday. Okay. So well, this query is also done. Select 10 percentage from new percentage. This query is already done for you. Again, once just for the sake of verification. For example, if I'm writing the query select star from ST, so you can say that your table is available as it is. There is no change. So for the projection, star, column list, distinct, alias, and expression. These are the 5 values that you can use. Apart from this, functions also you can use, but we will talk about functions later, not right now. Definitely we will discuss in the today's class, don't worry. Now let me go to next clause. Projection is done. After from clause, we have to talk about table name. After table name, then there is where, and after where, we have to mention condition. So simple point. Select statement is using the projection that is used to deal with the number of columns. Where is containing selection part that is used to deal with rows. Once again, I am repeating. Projection is dealing with the columns, but if I'm talking about the selection means the condition that you need to write down with the where clause. The selection is used to deal with the rows. What is the example? For example, I wanted to find out all the scholars whose percentage is more than 50. In this condition, I'm saying nothing about the columns, but I'm saying you that you should filter all the scholars whose percentage is more than or equal to 50, then display me. So can I say this time there is no role of projection, but all role is about selection statements? Yes or no? This time, nothing about projection. Everything is all about selection. Selection means selecting the records. So whenever you wanted to apply filtration on the records, then you have to use where condition. And as you can already see that where clause is used to apply filter on the rows. It is used to define selection. To make conditions of where clause, we have some operators. Initially, if I'm talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 operator, I think all the operators are already familiar to you. Greater than, less than, greater than equal to, less than equal to, but there is a catch. In Java programming, or actually in any programming language, whenever you wanted to check for equality, then to check for the equality, you have to use comparison operator, that is equal to symbol for the two time. But on the other hand, when it comes to any database, then definitely in almost any database, whenever it comes to comparison, then you have to use single equal operator. Please take a look at message on chat. This is the first difference. And can you see this one? The orange colored especially mentioned. It says that do not use double equal to for equality, because this is database management system. In the database management system, whenever you wanted to check for equality, then you have to use symbol equal to symbol. Is that okay? Will you remember this? Yes, it is. This is the one change. And second catch is available normally. Whenever we are coming to programming, then in the programming, whenever we wanted to perform the not equality, then definitely for the not equality, the conventional symbol we are using. If I'm talking about the database, then in the database, two symbols are available. One symbol is available, that is the conventional one. And second symbol is also available, that is sometimes referred as the diamond operator. And the diamond operator is also an alternative of inequality. Is that clear? One more symbol for not equal. This is the only thing that you have to take care. So let me take some example. From the examples, things will be more clear to you. Line number 106, the highlighted one. In the line number 106, the highlighted one, you can say that write query to find all students whose percentage is more than 74.69. First of all, by looking at this query, anything special that I have mentioned about columns? No. If nothing is mentioned about the column, then go for star. If nothing is mentioned about the column, then go for star. So this is going to be select star from what is name of the table? It is ST. Then definitely it says that where percentage is more than 74.69. So in this condition, we have to write down that where 10th underscore percentage is more than 74.69. Let me copy the query. Coming to my SQL, right click, hitting enter, and please check. The result is available in front of you. Any scholar whose percentage is less than or equal to 74.69? No. So where clause is used to apply filter on the records. Is that okay? Projection is to apply filter on columns. That is what you can say. On the same track, go for the next query. Write query to find all scholars whose percentage is more than or equal to 74.69. If it is the case of more than or equal to 74.69, then the same query I have to repeat again, and just I have to use greater than equal to operator. So you can see last time we were having 3 records, this time we are having 4 records, and 74.69 percentage. The record is also available for you. Next query. Write query to find roll number as RN, name as SName, and 10th percentage as 10 underscore PER, whose 10th percentage is less than 66.66. So first of all, definitely we are writing roll number. Roll number has to be displayed as RN. Similarly, if I'm talking about name, name has to be displayed as name. Similarly, if I'm talking about the 10th percentage has to be displayed with the heading 10 underscore percentage. This time, if you are using single quotation, then it is okay. If you are using double quotation, then it is okay. If you are not using quotation, still it is okay. Then finally, you need to mention the where condition. In the where condition, we have to mention that the value of column 10th underscore percentage should be less than 66.00. Copy here, right click, and name of the table is missing. It is from ST. Sorry, name of the table is missing. It is ST. And last query is incorrect. Let it be. Right click and done. So this query is clear, everybody? Query clear for everyone? Going for the next query. Write query to find all students whose percentage is less than or equal to 66.0. So this time simple, we have to write down that is select star from ST where 10th underscore percentage is less than or equal to 66.0. So again, very simple query I have to write down. Just one change. I have to use star symbol. After the star symbol, then we have to use percentage less than 66.00. Simple logic. Then write query to find all students whose state is Karnataka. Again, we have to write down select star from. What is the name of table? It is state. Then what I need to write down? We have to write down where state equal to. Then the thing that I have to mention is going to be Karnataka. Copy. Right click, hitting enter. Please check the record. So always use single equal to symbol. Do not use double equal to symbol. This is the overall mantra. Shall I proceed further? Next one, write query to find all scholars whose 10th percentage is not equal to 33.0. So again, you will say that, sir, this is going to be select star. After select star, then finally we have to mention 10th underscore percentage. It should not be equal to 33.0. Any symbol you can use, both symbols are okay. Whatever symbol you like, you can use. This symbol is also okay. Or if you wanted to use conventional not equal to symbol, then definitely conventional not equal to symbol is also perfect. Copy this query, right click, hitting enter. Is that okay? How this is working? So simple, very, very basic thing. Initially, I have discussed with you. Don't worry, all the solutions will be provided to you. This is unsolved sheet, and in the unsolved sheet, I'm just writing answer for your convenience, but this sheet will be provided to you. Okay. So all the 6 operators we have done. Now talking about the next operators. In the next operator, the very first thing is available, that is called between and clause. You are requested to once read about the between and clause. Have you done with this? Between and. Very, very simple. The between and clause is used to find over a range. Very simple example. For example, I wanted to find all scholars whose 10th percentage is from 60.00 to 90.00. And when I am saying that from 60.00 to 90.00, then definitely I have to include both the ends. Yes or no? Means a scholar whose percentage is 60.00, he will also be part of the result. And the scholar whose percentage is 90.00, he will also be part of the result. Getting my point? Both ends are inclusive. Lower and upper end both are inclusive here. One more thing, whenever you are using the between and operator, then the between and operator can be used for the date data type also. You can use for the date data type also. For example, let's say that I wanted to find all the scholars whose date of admission is from 1st January 2023 to 31st December 2023. So I can take this between and query is 100% useful there. Shall I take one example? Yes, it is. That's good. So take a look at the next query. The next query is line number 118. Please take a look. Write a query to find all students whose 10th percentage is more than or equal to 33.00 and less than or equal to 74.69. So what to do? We have to write down select star from. Then we have to write down ST. And after ST, then we have to write down where 10th underscore percentage between. The very first thing that we need to write down is going to be 33.00. And definitely the next point that we have to write down is 74.69. This is the query. Coming here, right click, hitting enter. Please check the result set. Please check the result set. Do we have scholar with 33.00 also, as well as with 74.69 also? Please check. Yes, we have. That's good. So this is what inclusive is. If I'm talking about the alternative query, then definitely you can write down the alternative query also. How to write down the alternative query? We are writing where 10th percentage is more than or equal to 33.00. Then we have to mention end clause. In the end clause, again, we are writing 10 percentage should be less than or equal to 74.69. Both queries are same. Both queries are same. Please check the result if it is matching or not. Please check the result if it is matching or not. Yes, it is. That's good. Then the next clause is available. Write a query to find all students whose 10th percentage is neither more than 33, neither more than or equal to 33.00, nor less than 74.69. So can I say that this time I have to write down the query that is just opposite to what I have already written? Next time I have to write down the query for line number 127. This query is going to be just opposite of what I have written earlier. No need to write down complete query again. Just copy paste the same query, but do one thing. What you have to use? Not keyword is something that you have to use. So select star from ST where 10th underscore percentage, not between 33.0 and 74.69. Is that okay? Perfect. Okay, that's good. If you are talking about the alternative query, then for the alternative query, you have to do something different. The difference is that you should write down the 10 percentage should be less than 33.00 or the 10th percentage should be more than 74.69. This is what exactly you can write down. See, same result is available. So multiple ways are there to write down the same query. Next query. Next query. Write a query to find all students whose percentage is more than or equal to 60.00 and student must be from Karnataka. Line number 136, please take a look. Can I say that this time both conditions are required to be true? This time, both conditions are required to be true. So like in Java programming, I think you remember that you have used the AND operator. Look at the chat. You can use and symbol also, or you can manually write down A and D also in case of MySQL. So the query that I'm writing is select star from what is name of the table? Name of the table is ST. Then definitely we have to write down the condition where 10th underscore percentage should be more than or equal to 60.00, and then we have to mention that the state of the student must be equal to Karnataka. Is that clear? How to use AND operator to join both the condition, such that whenever you are using AND operator, then definitely both the conditions must be true. Or you can write down that symbol also. Working? Please check. Please check. Any problem in the AND query? Simple it is. SQL is actually very simple. That's good. Then we are talking about the next query. The next query is write a query to find out all scholars whose percentage is more than or equal to 60.00, or the student must be from Karnataka. So in this condition, if either of the condition is true, still it is okay. If either of the condition is true, still it is okay. And if both condition is true, still it is okay. If both conditions are true, still it is okay. So we are writing here select star from ST. Then we are writing here where. Into the where first condition we have to write down that 10th underscore percentage should be more than or equal to 60.00. Then you can use or operator. You can write down or also. And then we have to write down that state must belong to the Karnataka. So both symbols are okay. Whatever you wanted to use, it's your choice. Whatever you wanted to use, it's your choice. Take a look at the record. Percentage more than 60, yes. State is Karnataka, yes. So both conditions are satisfied. Still, it is part of the result. Second case, percentage more than 60, yes. Only one condition satisfied. Percentage more than 66, only one condition satisfied. Percentage more than 66.0, only one condition satisfied. Percentage more than equal to 66.0, one condition satisfied. Finally, only the second condition is satisfied. So our operator is working 100% fine. Yes or no? Then going to next section. Write a query to find all students whose percentage is more than 60.00 and less than 77.00, or whose state is Karnataka. So line number 155, can we say that we are talking about combination of and or operator? Yes, it is. Can I use between and here? Can I use between and here? Please answer. Hurry up, please respond. Very good. Thanks for your answer. And only one answer is correct. Rest all the answers are incorrect. You cannot use between and here because it is more than 60.00, not more than or equal to 60.00. Getting my point? Read the question carefully. It is saying more than 60.00, not more than equal to 60.00. How you can use between and here? Now clear? What mistake you did? Because between and actually take care for lower bound, upper bound both. We do not want it to include lower bound and upper bound. That's why we cannot use between and operator. So the thing we have to write down is select star from ST. Then we have to mention where 10th underscore percentage should be more than 60.00 and and 10th underscore percentage should be less than 77.65. Then we have to mention or operator. Into the or operator, it will be good to write down that state should be equal to Karnataka. And because using the bracket is always a good habit, particularly when you are talking about the combination. So this is what query I have written. Please check. First case, The first condition satisfied, second is also satisfied, perfect. Second case, only first condition satisfied. First condition means that condition collectively, perfect. For this case, again only second condition satisfied. For this case, again only second satisfied. But for the last one, actually first condition is not satisfied. The second one is satisfied. Clear everybody? How to combine? Okay, that's good. So on solid sheet, let me remove, but solutions will be provided to you. Don't worry, solutions will be provided to you. So this is what actually AND OR operator or the combination of AND OR operator is. Then going to the next part. This part is done. Now, next one, line number 128. Write a query to find all scholars whose state is either Karnataka or Punjab or Rajasthan. So the first query I am writing, it's going to be select star from ST where state equal to Karnataka or state equal to Punjab or state equal to Rajasthan. This is what exactly query you need to write down. Please check. All records working fine. And in this query, if I'm talking about the most common mistake that is done by the scholar almost in every examination, they are writing state equal to Karnataka or Punjab or Rajasthan. This is how they are writing the query, which is perfectly wrong. Which is perfectly wrong. Please check. Can you see only the first value is considered, remaining values are discarded? So why this query is incorrect? Is that clear? Now, if I'm talking about the smarter way, then the smarter way to write down the query is you can use in clause. What exactly in clause is working? It is used to find the record that actually matches a set of values specified in clause. You can use not operator with in clause also. So how to write down the same query in a better manner? Just see. Select star from state is as it is. After state, I am writing in, and within the in, I am writing all the set of values that I wanted to match such that the set of values will be comma separated. The set of values will be comma separated. Is that okay? Please check. Everyone comfortable with the in operator? So simple moral, in operator can be used instead of or operator, but if all the values you wanted to check against a single column only. Now, for example, let's say I'm saying you second query, you need to display list of all the students, those who are from Karnataka or their percentage is more than 45. Now, can you use in query? So I hope now concept is clear. If you wanted to match from multiple value against a single column, then go for in operator. But if there are different columns available, then you have to go with the or operator. Simple one, clear? Take a look at the next query, line number 143. Write a query to find all scholars whose state is neither Karnataka nor Punjab nor Rajasthan. So you will say, sir, no need to worry. Just do one thing. Write down the same query and into the same query, just use the not operator. Just use the not operator. Perfect. Perfect. Can you see both the sets? Can you see both the sets? Yes, it is. That's great. That's great. So this is what your in and not in operator is. This is what your in and not in operator is. Then after talking about the in and not in operator, line number 132, write a query to find all scholars whose email is null. Common apprehension is going to be select star from st where email equal to null. This is the common mistake that everybody is doing. Can you see this showing me empty set? Can you see this is showing me empty set such that I am already having one scholar whose email ID is null. This is a incorrect way of writing the query. Please never write down query like this. This is completely incorrect practice. If I'm talking about the correct flavor, then for null, there is one thing available that is called is null. This is what actually you need to mention. Now please check. So never use comparison operator or never use equality operator to check for the null. Whenever you wanted to match against the null, then go for the null and not null. Is that clear? Everyone clear? Very less responses. What happened? SQL is not a rocket science. It is the easiest portion. Similarly, write a query to find all scholars whose email is not null. So if it is email is not null, then just you need to write down is not null. That's all. You just need to write down is not null. That's all. Please check. Out of the 9 records, only 1 record was null. Remaining 8 records are available in front of you. And similarly, if I'm talking about the common incorrect query, then definitely the common incorrect query is again same. People are using not equal to operator to mismatch against null, which is something you can say that undefined kind of behavior it will show to you. Empty. No, null is a special value. Actually, null is not belong to any specific data type. That's why this behavior is there. You have seen about date data type, you have seen about the string, varchar data type, you have seen about number data type. But I have never talked to you about null, remember? So null does not belong to any specific data type. That's why separate operator is there. So what is correct? What is incorrect? This is some part that we have already done. Now let me talk about the next portion. Next portion is all about the pattern matching, and definitely to discuss the pattern matching, let me take some cases to you. One of the cases, for example, let's say I'm saying you that write query to find all scholars whose name starts with letter A, case number 1. Second number, whose name ends with letter A. Third case, whose name contains letter A, whose name has second last letter A, whose name has second letter A. 5 cases I am writing in front of you. Just go case by case. Whose name starts with letter A? So can I say that name should start with A? After A, there can be any number of characters. Can I say this thing? After A, there can be any number of characters. Yes, it is. Similarly, whose name contains last letter A? So definitely I can say that before A, there can be any number of characters. Clear it is? Whose name, sorry, whose name contains letter A. Okay. Just one mistake I did. Yeah. Similarly, whose name ends with letter A. So whose name ends with letter A in this condition? Can I say this thing? Clear or not? Yes, it is. Now the question arises that, sir, how to match or how to write down such kind of expression. So I will say that whenever you wanted to write down such kind of expression, then you have to use the symbol percentage, such that actually percent symbol stands for any number of characters. The percent symbol actually stands for any number of characters. So what exactly I need to write down? I need to write down where name, like, single quotation, a percentage. What condition exactly I have to mention? The condition I have to mention in this case is going to be where name, like, a percent. See, if you wanted to go for exact matching, then in case of the exact matching, simple, you have to use equal operator like we have already done. we wanted to find out all the scholars who belong to state Karnataka. So when I wanted to match against a single fixed value, then I have to use symbol equal to operator, done. This time, I do not have to match against a fixed value, but this time I am talking about a pattern. Like first pattern, whose name starts with letter A. So in this condition, I cannot use equal to operator. In this condition, I have to use like operator. This point clear? That's good. And whenever you are using the like operator, so if there is a case that starts with letter A, ends with letter A, contains letter A, so it always says, for example, it starts with letter A. So after A, there can be any number of character. So if we are talking about the any number of character, then we have to use the symbol percent symbol. So the query is going to be where name like a percent. So exact query is going to be that is select star from st where name like a percent. Here the query is going to be C, whose name contains letter A. So can I say that before A there can be any number of character? After A there can be any number of character. So I have to use percent symbol for both the times. Is that okay? First two queries clear. Hurry up, please update on chat. If everything is okay, then you can write down one also. This is something that is easy to type for you. You can type one also, no problem. Second case, whose name actually ends with the letter A. So you are saying that whose name actually ends with the letter A. Then in this condition, definitely you have to write down percent then A. You have to write down percent then A. So overall, 3 pointers are given. If I'm talking about the result, then definitely let's say some scholar name Ankita, it will be part of the result. Some scholar Anush, he will also be part of the result. Some scholar AJ, he will also be part of the result. And if there is any scholar whose name is A only, he will also be part of the result, because any number of character means 0 or more character. Is that clear? That's good. Similarly, when we are talking about whose name like percent a percent, so in this condition you can put any name. For example, let's say one of the name I'm writing Rana, so it will also be part of the result, no problem. If I'm talking about, for example, let's say some name that is Azam, he will also be part of the result. If I'm talking about some name, for example, let's say that Rachit, he will also be part of the result. And if a scholar is having name only letter A, he will also be part of the result. Clear it is? Because it is a case of 0 or more character. So if on the left hand side and on the right hand side there is 0 character, still it is working. Still it is working. Is that okay? Now, whose name ends with letter A? So whose name ends with letter A? So for example, let's say if I'm writing the name Ankita, letter last A is available there. For example, let's say that I'm writing the name, for example, let's say that Anuja, it will also be part of the result. If letter A is available, still it will be part of the result. So what is the behavior of percent symbol? I hope this is clear with all the examples. Press 1, hurry up. If everything clear, then type 1 on chat. That's great. Now let me come to the next case. Into the next case, whose name has second last letter A. So it is the case of second last letter A. So definitely before A, there can be any number of character, but after A, there will be exactly one character. Yes or no? Before A, there can be any number of character, but after A, there will be exactly one character. So you have to use the symbol underscore. Underscore is actually one. Underscore is for one character. One underscore is for one character. Getting my point? So in this condition, you have to write down select star from st where name like percent a underscore. Similarly, for the second, we have to write down percent, no, sorry, underscore a percent, second letter A. Please check both the patterns. Please check both the patterns. Got it? Okay. Let me talk about the last case. For example, let's say that whose name has mm, whose name is of 3 letters and the middle letter is A. So in this condition, again, it's reasonable to assume that select star from ST where name like. So simple. Can I write down this one? Please check. Yes, done. So this is what your like query is. This is what your like query is. So yeah, this one. Write a query to find all scholars whose name starts with letter A. Select star from ST where name like A%. Done. Copy. Coming here, right click and done. Perfect. Please check the result. Both scholars, their name start with letter A. Then select star from write a query to find all scholars whose names ends with letter D. So definitely I need to write down %D here. Done. Write a query to find all the scholars whose name has letter C anywhere. So definitely this is going to be %C%. This is going to be %C%. Please check. Anywhere means at the last, at the middle, or at the start. All cases will be covered. Then write a query to find all the scholars whose name has second letter B. So whose name has second letter B? So you will say that, sir, this is going to be underscore B%. This is going to be underscore B%. Then write a query to find all scholars whose name has second last letter C. Name has second last letter C. So if name has second last letter C, then definitely we have to write down %C underscore. Done. Then write a query to find all the scholars whose name has 3 letter and middle letter should be D. So it's going to be select star from ST. Then definitely we have to write down where name like underscore D underscore. Done. So this is what your like query is. This is what your like query is. So you can see that with between and is cover, and operator, or operator, in operator, not operator, is null, is not null, like operator for % symbol, for underscore, everything is covered here. If entire slide all the operators are clear, then press 1 on the chat. Type 1 on the chat, please. Yet SQL is very simple. Mostly it is getting cleared in first attempt. Almost always. That's great. That's great. So you can see that when I was talking to you about the select statement, select projection part is done, from part is done, where part is almost done, actually done. Then group by having is a separate part. We will discuss about this. But before talking about the group by and where part, it will be good to talk about the order by clause also. It will be good to talk about order by clause also. So before talking about the order by clause, let me write down one simple query. The simple query that I'm writing is select star from ST semicolon. When I'm writing select star from ST semicolon, then can you see one thing that by default everything is available in the form of in the ascending order of first column. Can you see when I'm writing select star from ST, then the data is by default sorted according to the first column. Is that okay? First column, that is roll number right now. It is the default behavior of MySQL. The default behavior of MySQL says that I used to sort the data in the ascending order of first column by default. This is default behavior. But what if I wanted to find out the topper? What if I wanted to see the list in the descending order of marks? What if I wanted to see the list into the ascending order of marks? What if I wanted to see the list into the descending order of state name? So whenever you wanted to arrange your data according to a particular column's value, then in this condition, you have to go with the order by clause. Getting my point? Yes, it is. So order by clause is used to sort the data according to value of a specified column. The second thing, the default order of sorting is ascending, and for sorting into the descending order, we have to use DESC. The column that is used for sorting the record may or may not be part of the select statement. Okay, so let me take directly example. I think it will be good for you to understand. See, write a query to show the record of the student in the ascending order of 10th percentage. In the ascending order of 10th percentage. So we are writing select star from ST. Then we have to mention order by, and definitely it should be order by 10th percentage. If you are writing this query, then this is also okay. Or alternative is available. You can write down order by ASC. Both are same queries. Please check. Is it available into the ascending order of 10th percentage? Yes, it is. I have not mentioned specific order. When I have not mentioned a specific order, there is no problem. By default order is ascending. So you can say that, sir, ASC is the default value. ASC is the default value. This is what your ascending order is. Similarly, for example, let's say that you are saying, no, sir, I wanted to see into the descending order. So if you wanted to see into the descending order, then you have to mention here DESC, such that DESC is actually for the descending order. Getting my point? Yes or no? Clear it is? That's good. Okay. Now, actually, for example, let's say if I'm talking here, then you can see that, sir, if we are talking about the first three records, then the first three records are having same percentage. When they are having same percentage, then how exactly their tie will be broken? So you can say that by default, the tie is broken according to the first column. Make sense? By default, the tie is broken according to the first column. This is the default behavior. What if we wanted to specify our own criteria? Definitely you can specify. If let's say that your first level of sorting is not able to decide the division or not able to decide the sorting order, then you can divide the second criteria also, or you can define the second criteria also. Please take a look at the line number 178. Write a query to show the record of the student in the ascending order of 10th percentage. If tie in the 10th percentage, then they should be in the descending order of roll number. So can I say that the first criteria of sorting is 10th percentage ascending order? The second criteria of sorting is roll number descending order. Yes or no? Simple one. So I have to write down select star from ST. After this, we are writing here order by. And definitely in case of the order by, we have to mention the value that is 10th percentage, and we have to mention 10% is descending. We have to mention 10th percentage ascending. So ASC, if you are writing, then it is okay. If you are not writing, still it is okay. The second criteria is descending order of the roll number. So definitely in case of the descending order of the roll number, then we are writing here DESC. Copy this is right click. Copy, right click, hitting enter. So you can check for the first three record. If the percentage is same, then the data is sorted into the descending order of percentage. Is that okay? Descending order of roll number. First sorting criteria, second sorting criteria, clear to everyone? Yes or no? Order by clause is working on all the data types. Order by is working on all the data types, whether it is numerical data type, whether it is string data type, or it is date data type. In case of numerical string data type, it is going to work according to lexicographic order. Ascending order means A, B, C, D, E, F, dot, dot, dot. Descending order means Z, Y, X, dot, 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 dot. This is what actually. And in case of date and time, it is chronological order. You understand chronological order very, very clearly. Next one. Write a query to show name, email, and 10th percentage of student into the descending order of name. Same example that once I was discussing you recently. So it is going to be select name, comma, email, comma, 10th underscore percentage from what is the name of the table? The name of the table is ST. Then we have to mention order by. Order by is going to be according to name, and definitely according to name, DESC means descending order. Copy, paste. Please check. Please check if it is in the descending order. Clear? Shall I proceed? So I think order by clause is clear to all. Now sorting will be very easy. Yes, sorting will be very easy. So, oh, so many queries we have written. Okay. So ascending descending order is also done. And then, so default sorting order, I already discussed with you. Alias column name can also be discussed. This is also done to you. Keep question. Okay. Then there is one more clause available that is called limit clause. One more clause is available that is called limit clause. Let me directly take the example into the limit clause. So for example, let's say I wanted to find out data of top 3 scholars. I want data of top 3 scholars. So you will say that, sir, one of the way is available. You should write down that is select star from what is name of the table, ST. Then we should write down order by according to 10th percentage, and definitely DESC. But right now, can we see that we are able to see all the records? But I want only 3. I want only 3. What is the solution? The solution is that you should write down the limit clause. In the limit clause, I am writing 3. Can you see the difference? Yes, it is. We are capable to find out only 3 records. Okay. Now let me talk about some more examples. While writing more example, for example, let's say if I'm writing 3, 3. So please check here. The first 3 records were already displayed. When I'm writing 3, 3, then the next 3 records are displayed here. Can you check this? Always keep in mind, whenever you are talking about limit clause. So in the limit clause, you have to specify 2 values. The first value that you have to specify is the start, and second value you have to specify is the total record. If you do not specify value for start, then the default value for the start is 0. Default value for the start is 0. So try to understand. In the first case, when I am writing select star from ST order by 10th percentage DESC limit 3. So can you say that, sir, only one value is mentioned? So this one value will be for the total records, and the value of start is going to be 0. Yes or no? Into the next case, if I'm talking about into the next case, when I'm writing select star from ST order by 10% is limit 3, 3. So what is the mean of 3? See, start from index number 3. But if I'm talking about the first record, then the index for the first record is 0. So record number 0, record number 1, record number 2, they are skipped. Start from the record number 3, and from the record number 3, take the next 3 records. Now clear? Take the next 3 records. Start from the record number 3 and take the next 3 records. Is that okay? Shall I proceed further? Limit clause is clear. So limit clause is clear. After limit clause, see, not everything is covered so far. We have done with the projection, we have done with the selection, we have done with the order by clause. Now next clause is available, that is called, next thing is available, that is all about single row and multi-row functions. Next thing is all about single row and multi-row functions. After single row, multi-row functions, then we are having aggregate functions also. Okay. Once let us complete this, this is small topic, then we will go for break. Single row, multi-row function, then we will go for break. First, in case of number functions, we are having first function. The name of the first function is called ABS. And I think ABS something you already know. It is used to provide the absolute value. Yes, it is. And absolute value is actually distance from the 0 on the number line. Absolute value is distance from 0 on the number line. So if I'm talking about the absolute value of -10, then can I say that absolute value of -10 is actually 10? Absolute value of -5 is 5. Absolute value of 23 is 23. So lump sum, you can say that forget the sign, just write down the magnitude as it is. Forget the sign, just write down the magnitude as it is. Yes, it is. Second is available, that is called mod function, and there is no modulus operator available in MySQL. So mod function is available that you can use. It will be good to take one example to understand the things in a proper manner. So first of all, please come on the left hand side, and here directly I am writing the example. So for example, everyone, I am writing here that is select. Let's say I am talking about the function abs. Into the abs function, I am writing first value minus 10. Then I am writing abs. The value next I am writing is plus 10. The value that I am writing is plus 10. Okay, two values I have written. Similarly, if I'm talking about the modulus, into the modulus, for example, let's say I am writing 45 comma 10 bracket open. Again, I am talking about modulus. Into the modulus, for example, let's say I am writing here 43 comma minus 10 bracket close semicolon enter. Please check the result. I don't think there is any problem. Shall I proceed further? Next function is available that is called truncate function, and one more function is available that is called round function. Regarding the round and truncate function, please see very carefully, and it will be better to directly jump on the notepad how exactly round and truncate functions are working. If I'm talking about the round function, so first is definitely the value, and second is definitely the decimal places up to you wanted to round, and default value for decimal places is 0. Let me take a very simple example. Check your last 6 month electricity bill or any bill. In the last 6 month electricity bill, if you are finding that, let's say your bill amount is 1001 rupees and 25 paisa, then your bill amount is reduced to 1001.00. If your bill amount is 2002 rupees 75 paisa, then your bill amount is actually go for 2003.00. This is called rounding. And what is the concept of rounding? Because 1 rupee is having how many paisa? 100 paisa. So what is the half? Half is going to be just 50 paisa. So if the decimal places value is 50 or more, then go for the next value. Otherwise, go for the previous value. Getting my point? Clear or not? How the rounding is working? Clear it is. So let me take some example. For example, let's say if you are writing select round into the round, for example, let's say one value that you are writing is 144.49. Okay, if I do not provide any value for the decimal places, then by default it is 0. Then I'm writing here round 144.50. Then I'm writing the next value, it is going to be 144.51. This is one simple query that I have written. Right click, hitting enter, answer is available in front of you. Let me explain you. The value that is to be rounded is 144.4549. If I'm talking about the two possible answers, then definitely the two possible answers are 144 and another possible answer is 145. Yes or no? Yes, it is. So definitely find out the middle value of them. If you are going to find out the middle value of them, then middle value of them is going to be 144.5. Is that clear? This is going to be 144.5. Is that clear? Okay. Now check the value. The value that is to be rounded is 144.49. Because this value is less than the middle value, so you have to go for the previous one. That's why your answer is 144. Similarly, in case of 144.50, is that value less than or equal to 144.5? Yes, it is. Then go for the next one. The next value, that is 144.5. Is it? Sorry. This symbol is better. 145. Is it more than equal to the middle value? Yes, more than or equal to middle value. Then go for the next one. Please check the result. And please check the formula also. Clear everybody how rounding is working? Let me take one more example. If you are not understanding, let me take one more example. This time while talking about one more example, for example, again I am writing select round, and while writing select round, I am writing 144.44, comma 1. So number of decimal places I wanted to round up to is 1. Then again using the round function, while using the round function, I am writing 144.45, comma 1. The final value that I am writing is 144.6, comma 1. Then definitely semicolon. This time, just one thing, just one thing. Statement. 144 and the value that I wanted to round is up to 1 decimal places. So can I say in this condition, the possible answer is going to be 144.4 or another answer is going to be 144.5? Yes or no? If I'm talking about the average, then definitely the average is going to be 144.45. Now let us match the values one by one. The first value is 144.44. Is that value more than 144.45? Answer is false. Because answer is false, so you have to go for the previous value. When you are going for the previous value, then the answer is going to be 144.4. This discussion clear, everyone? Going for the next value. The next value is 144.45. Again, if I'm talking about the middle value, then middle value is 144.45. Is it more than equal to? Yes, condition is true. If the condition is true, then please go for the next value. And when you are going for the next value, then definitely the thing is going to be 144.5. Okay. Then going for the next part. Going for the next part. Into the next part, again check for the middle value. So the value that we are having is 144.46. What is the middle value? What is the middle value? See, it is 144.45. Is it more than? Yes. So go for the next value. In case of next value, this is case. Those who are not getting, once again, I am repeating, and this is final time. Please try to understand, time constraint is also there. The thing is that you can see, select round 144.49. First of all, has I provided any value for the decimal places? No. What is the default value of the decimal places? It is 0. Okay. So definitely the result is going to be an integer value in this case. The result is going to be an integer value in this case. 144.49. What can be the possible value? The possible value is 100 and the possible answer is either 144 or 145. Let us take the middle value of both answers. So if I'm talking about the middle value of both answers, then the middle value of both possible answer is 144.5. Is that clear? How to find out the middle value? You need to take both the possible answers and then you need to find out the average. Based on that average, you have to perform the rounding. And what is the formula? If the value to be rounded, that I'm saying current value. If the value to be rounded is less than the mid value, then in this condition, you have to go for the previous value or you have to go for the previous result. On the other hand, if your current value is more than or equal to middle value, then you have to go for the next value. Let us apply the formula. The value to be rounded is 144.49. What is the middle value? It is 144.5. Is that less than? Yes, first condition is true. If the first condition is true, then go for the previous value. So what can be the previous value? It is 144. Is that okay? The very first result till line number 50. If any problem, please write on chat. No. Go for the next value. The next value is 144.50. Is that more than equal to middle value? Yes, it is more than or equal to. Equal to condition is true, then go for the next value. So answer is going to be 145. Third case, if it is 144.51, if it is more than 144.5, then it is going to be 145. Yes, because condition is true. Till line number 52, if any problem, please write on chat. Shall I proceed for the next example? Next example, select round comma 144.44. If it is 144.44, then the possible answer is either 144.4 or it is 144.5. Is that okay? The possible answer is either 144.4 or 144.5. So definitely, again, you should find out the average. The average is going to be 144.45. So first case, 144.44. Is it less than 144.45? Yes, it is. Go for the previous value. And because you are going for the previous value, so answer is going to be 144.4. Next value is 144.45. Is that more than or equal to the middle value? Yes, it is. Then again go for the next value. The next value is 144.46. Is it more than equal to the middle value? Yes, it is. Again go for the next value. Let us verify the result. Coming here, hitting enter, please check. Clear how rounding is working? Now those who are having any doubt in the rounding, please write on chat. Similarly, the next function is available. The next function is called the truncate function. And if I'm talking about the truncate function, then in case of the truncate function, there is no default value for the decimal places. You have to specify the value for the decimal places. Means both arguments are required. Both arguments are required. Now let me talk about the next case. The next case that I'm writing is, for example, let's say the same query I am writing here, and this time instead of the round function, I am talking about the truncate function. This time I am talking about the truncate function. See, meaning of truncation. You all know it very well that truncation is always used to truncate the value, and truncation says whatever extra just remove, do not go for any concept of rounding, etc. 144.44. We need to truncate up to one decimal place. So definitely answer is going to be 144.4. 144.45 up to one decimal place. So definitely we have to write down this one. Then 144.4 again. Now getting everybody how truncate is working. Do nothing, whatever extra, just clip. That's all. Do nothing. Whatever extra you are finding, just clip. That's all. Is that okay? What is the difference between round and truncate is? Please check the output. Verified. So in the number function, truncate is done. Floor function is available, ceil function is available. I don't think that anybody will face any difficulty with floor and ceil function, because ceil function is always used to provide the next value. So for example, let's say if I'm writing 1.1, still the answer is going to be 2. If let's say that instead of 1.1, for example, if I am writing, let's say 1.5, still the answer is going to be 2. If I'm writing 1.9, still the answer is going to be 2. In case of floor function, the situation is just opposite. Why the function situation is just opposite? For example, even I am writing 1.9, still answer will be 1. In the floor function, if I'm writing 1.5, still answer is going to be 1. Similarly, if I'm talking about 1.1, still again the answer is going to be 1. So floor function, ceil function, very simple, clear for everyone? Yes or no? Going for the next part, the next function is available, that is called the greatest function, and one function is called least function. From the all available values, if you wanted to find out the minimum value, then go for the greatest, but please take a look at the syntax. So for example, if I'm writing select greatest, in the greatest, I am not going to mention any column. All the values I have to write down here. So for example, if I am writing here 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, this is the one thing that I'm writing. Then using the next function, the name of the next function is called the least function. And in the least function, copy this part, coming to SQL and hitting enter. Let me check if something went wrong. Select what is the name of the method? Greatest, Greatest. Let me check the spelling. Greatest. Then the next function is available called least function. Let me try to execute them one by one. Let me try to execute them one by one. No, you have an SQL check the manual corresponding to the server version, right syntax near 40, 50. Comma is missing. Comma is missing. You people have written, but I did not pay attention on chat. Yes. So greatest and least, is that okay? No column name. All the values you wanted to find out, you have to write down them, comma separated. Clear? No. Varun, this is not same as max. This is not same as min. No. No, 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 no. Well, remaining function, everyone. Upper function, do I need to tell anything about upper function, lower function? Uppercase, lowercase. Length is again used to find out the number of characters. Replace is available if you wanted to replace one character from another character. Concat is there, substr is there. Substr is the only thing that is important for you. And why exactly this is important? Just take a look at this red background line. Just take a look at this red background line. Visible, everyone? Oh, stop. What key I have pressed? Now it's okay. In MySQL, the index is actually starting from 1, unlike programming languages where actually it starts from 0. Clear? This is the major difference. In programming languages, index is always starting from 0. But in case of MySQL, the index is always starting from 1. This is the major difference. Okay. Coming here. For example, let's say if I'm writing select upper of name, comma, then I'm writing here round of 10th percentage from st. Just one example. Just one simple example. How to use these functions with the table column name. Is that okay? Simple logic. Now I'm talking about the substr function. While writing about the substr function, I'm going to write down the two different variant. So I'm writing here substr bracket open single quotation. I'm writing Masai comma 3 bracket open semicolon. Masai comma 3. 3 is the starting index. So start from the starting index and take remaining all the characters. Is that clear? What is the first form is? When I'm writing here, start 3 comma 2. So it says start from the index number 3 and take the next two characters. Is that clear? The first parameter is the string to be substred. The second parameter is the starting index. And the third parameter is the total number of characters. Clear or not? Okay. So this is one part that is done. Similarly, in the rate functions are also available: sysdate, curDate, now date format, add to date, etc., etc. Simple function they are. First of all, let me write down the example of first function that is called curDate. Do we are getting date of today? Yes, it is. Let me talk about the next example. For example, this time if I'm writing here sysdate, am I getting date and time together? If I'm writing the next function, then the next function is now. Am I getting the date and time together? Now the question arises, what is the difference between two? Why there is sysdate and now available? Is the same question in your mind? No? Yes? Yes? No? Please observe the output here. Please compare the output from here. Can you suspect some change? Can you see some changes here? The behavior of now and sysdate is different here. Always keep in mind. Now, always provide you time when query execution started. No matter how many sleeps are there, it always give you the time when the query execution is started. Sysdate. Sysdate actually do not record the time of query starting. It actually gives the time when sysdate itself is executed. Getting my difference? Getting my point? What is the difference? Now, always give you starting time of the query. Sysdate do not give you starting time of the query. It give you the time when actually sysdate is getting executed. So if I'm talking about the sleep function that is used to pause the execution, so we can say that now function is sensitive to sleep function, but sysdate is not sensitive to sleep function. Is that okay? So this is one difference available. Apart from that date format, see, MySQL is having default date format YMD. If you wanted to display in some other format, then definitely you can use this. If you wanted to display in some other format, then definitely you can use this. So for example, let's say if I'm writing select, into the select, then I'm writing the name of the method, that is called date format. Into the date format, bracket open, then the date that I'm writing is, for example, let's say I'm writing here current date. Current date will give me date of today, and then date format that I'm writing is D, M, and Y. Please take a look. The date is available to you in the typical Indian format. So only for the display, if you wanted to change the format, then you can display also, no problem in this. Next is available add date, common function, it is no problem. So single row functions are all done. The next is available aggregate function, but I think you people are already very much heated. So go for your break. See you again back at 1 p.m. Okay. So first part, everybody, that is about the single row function is completed, and whatever function that we have discussed so far, they are considered as single row function. Why they were single row function? Because you can focus on this query. In this query, can you see that how many records I am getting? 9 records I am getting. So here can I say that for every single value of the column, I am getting one result from the upper function as well as from the round function. Justified my statement? For every single value of any column, the single row function is providing me one output. Or we can say that the single row function is applied on every single value individually. This is what actually single row function is. Just opposite to the single row function, there is one more category of the function available, that is called multi-row function. One more category of the function is available, that is called multi-row function. And what exactly multi-row function is? Let us come back to the PPT once. Here, multi-row function or group by function, group functions or aggregate functions. All the three terms are 100% same. As you can see that they are multiplied on multiple, they are applied on multiple rows together, but they produce a single result and they used to ignore null values. Total 5 functions are available. The first function is called min function. The second function is called max function, sum, AVG, and count. So let me write down two queries in front of you. From the two queries, things will be more clear for you. Let's say the very first query that I'm writing here is, for example, let's say I'm writing select round. Rounding I am applying on the 10th percentage from name of the table that I'm writing is ST. This is query number 1. Then the query number 2 I am writing is select minimum 10th of percentage from ST semicolon. I'm just talking about the latest two queries. Among the latest two queries, if I'm talking about the first query where I am writing select round of 10th percentage from ST. For all the 9 records, I am getting all the 9 results. So can I say that round is a single row function such that for every value of the column, we are getting a result? Yes or no? On the other hand, if I'm talking about the second query, then in the second query, you can say that sir, min function is applied on entire value of the 10th percentage, but it is producing only a single result for the entire column. Difference is clear? Why the upper is called single row function and why the bottom is called the aggregate function or multi-row function. Single row function says that for every record, one result will be there. Multi-row function says that for entire column, one result will be there. Difference is clear? Simple logic. Okay. Now let me talk about the remaining cases. Into the remaining cases, you can see Write a query to find minimum percentage among all the students. So you will say, sir, use the min function directly. Simple, we have to write down select minimum of 10th underscore percentage from. What is the name of the table? ST. Perfect. Write query to display maximum percentage among all the scholars. So if you wanted to find out the maximum percentage among all the scholars, so again, we have to use the max function. Write query to find total percentage. So if it is total percentage, then we have to use sum function. Yes. Write query to display total percent average of all percentage. So we have to use AVG function. Simple logic. Let me write down the queries once for you. So copy this query. Coming here, right click, hitting enter. Minimum percentage is 33.0. Maximum percentage is 79.39. Total percentage is 529.71. Average of percentage is 58.85. Average percentage is 58.85. Just for the sake of clarification, total is 529.71. Total number of records are 9. Dividing 58.8566. Answer is matching. Is that clear? How these aggregate functions are working? Simple logic. Okay, there is one more case that I wanted to discuss you. There is one more case specifically that I wanted to discuss you. For example, let's say that there is a table available. Let's say that there is a table available. Name of the table that I'm writing is T1. Into the table T1, there is one column available marks. For the column marks, one value is 100.0, second value is 50.0, and third value, let's say we are writing is null. Thereafter, if we are writing the query that select AVG of marks from T1. So what do you think? Answer will be 150 or oh sorry, answer will be 75 or answer will be 50. Option number 1, answer will be 50. Option number 2, answer will be 75. Please submit your opinion. Most of the answers are correct. The correct answer is going to be 75. Why the correct answer is going to be 75? Because in the PPT recently you have seen this line that aggregate functions are used to ignore null values. Because they used to ignore null values, that's why it is going to be 100 plus 50 upon 2, not 100 plus 50 upon 3. Clear it is? Clear or not? How this is working? Clear it is? Okay, that's good. One more thing, as if I'm talking about, let's say, if I'm writing here that is select max of marks from T1, then definitely I will get the value that is 100.00. By this example, can you observe the difference between the greatest and the max? In the greatest, you have to specify comma separated list of values, but in case of max, you have to specify column name. Is that clear that they are not same? Yes. Then you can see the next query. Write a query to count total students who have email ID. Total students who have email ID. Count total students who have 10th percentage and definitely count the total student. So I have to write down select count. The very first column is going to be email. The next column is going to be, because we have to count total who have 10th percentage. Okay. Then finally we have to write down count, and within the count then we have to write down the value star from, then this is ST. So once let me copy this code, coming here, right click, hitting enter. Can you see? For the email, I am getting answer 8, but for the 10th percentage and for count star, I am getting the answer 9. So let me once write down select star from ST. How many records are there for which email is not null? 8. So can I say that count function is also used to ignore null value if a specific column is mentioned? For the 10th percentage, all the 9 records are having not null value, so answer is 9. If I'm talking about the star, then definitely star actually refer to all the columns. You know, star actually refer to all the columns. So because star actually refer to all the columns, so is there any record for which all the columns are having null value? Is there any record for which all the columns are having null value? No. Would you love to insert such kind of record in the database for which all the columns are having null value? So can I say that such kind of record is going to be meaningless? So simple concept is Count with the column name is used to ignore the null value, but count with the star, it is used to count null values also. Getting my point? Perfect it is. What is the difference between count with column name and count with star? Count star says that I will ignore the null values, but count with the column name says that yes, I will count the null values. This is what the difference is. This is what the difference is. Now going to the next query. The next query is about the special function. But before this, you can see aggregate functions cannot be used with the where clause, but they can be used with the select and the having clause. Like one of the common query. For example, let's say that I'm saying you that you need to find out detail of the scholars who scored maximum marks. The question is that you need to find out record of a scholar who is topper, let's say. So normally we used to write down that is select star from st where 10th underscore percentage equal to max of 10th underscore percentage. Please do not do this. This thing is not allowed here. What is the solution? That I will tell you shortly. So simple, one concept keep in mind. You cannot use aggregate function with the where clause. Is that okay? The only thing that you need to keep into your mind is you cannot use aggregate function with the where clause. Next point, a special function. Among the special function, there is one function available if. So can you see it is very much like ternary operator? First you have to mention condition. Then instead of question mark, there is comma. You have to mention value for true. Then comma, you have to mention value for false. Will be good to take one example. Write query to display roll number, name and email for all the students. But if a student do not have an email, then no email should be displayed instead of null. So query I have to write down is select name, select roll number, comma name. Let's say two queries I am writing. Let's say that two queries I am writing. The first query, nothing special, nothing special. When mistake actually. Okay. This time can you see for the record number 10 we are getting value null and we do not want it. So if I'm talking about the correct way, then the correct way is first we need to write down here email. After the email, then the first point that we have to write down is definitely if email is available, then display the value of email. If email is not available, then display the value no email. Copy this part, right click, done. Oh, sorry. Please check. So how this if function is working, is that okay? Remember simple conditional or ternary operator. Remember simple conditional or ternary operator. So this is the correct way of writing. Then write a query to display name, 10th percentage and remark for the student such that remark should be according to following criteria. When 10th percentage is less than 33.00, then remark should be fail. When 10th percentage is more than 60.00, then remark should be pass, but improvement required. If 10 percentage is less than 70.00, then pass and good job. Otherwise, definitely genius. Otherwise, definitely genius. So for this thing, everybody, don't you think that it is somewhat looking like nested if ladder? Remember? So for this thing, there is a function available. The name of the function is called case function. The name of the function is called case function. In the case function, you can see that case when condition 1, then result, but no comma. Then when condition 2, then result, but no comma. So you have to write down all the conditions, finally else and finally end. So I'm just copying this part. And while copying this part, see what I need to write down. Select. The very first thing that I wanted to display is name. The second thing that I wanted to display is 10th percentage. The third thing that I wanted to display is remark. But to display the remark, see here, I am writing case statement. Into the case statement, what is the first condition? The first condition when the percentage is less than 33.0. If the percentage is less than 33.0, then put the remark fail. Second condition, when the percentage is less than 60.00, then we have to put the remark pass and improvement required. Third condition, when the percentage is less than 75.00, Then we have to print the remark pass and good job. Into the final case, I have to print genius, then and is there, and the same column I wanted to display as remark. Then we have to write down from, and after from we are writing here st. Copy, then right click, and some quotation is missing. That's why it is stuck. After good job, the quotation is missing. Else genius, no semicolon should be here. No semicolon should be here. Finally, it's working. Finally, it's working. So can you see? It is very much like nested if else if ladder. Similar to switch case. Yes. It is something you can say that similar to switch case. Now what went wrong? Improvement required. Let me check. You have your expression, check your corresponding syntax for the right syntax near to the when. 10th percentage is less than. Yes, and keyword is mandatory in this type of queries. And keyword is mandatory in this type of queries. So 10% is less than, then fail. What went wrong? Why the query is not working? Why the query is not working? Please check. Okay, okay. Case is I have written outside by mistake. Copy. Coming here, right click, hitting enter. Perfect, 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 perfect. No, semicolon is not required after end. Semicolon is not required after end. So, well, all the functions are completed. Now, yesterday one scholar was asking me that, sir, how to see in which database I am working right now. Because possibility is there, maybe I am working on multiple database simultaneously. I keep changing my database and I forgot in which database right now I am. So if you wanted to see that in which database you are working, for this thing, there is select database command is available. Can you see the name of the database here? Yes, it is. So select database is the command that is used to find out this thing. Okay. Next command is available, truncate command. One more command is available, drop command, and one more command is available that is called drop database command. So everyone, how exactly this question is asked, just try to understand. Normally the question is asked that what is the difference between delete, comma, truncate and drop statement. This is what exactly the question is. That is very commonly asked in all the interviews. That is commonly asked in all the interviews. So for this thing, let me give you one very simple example and I will create completely separate table. I will create a completely separate table. So one simple table I am writing, that create table. Let's say name of the table I am writing is T1. Into the T1, I am writing the first column, that is C1. It is integer, it is primary key. And apart from the primary key, I am writing it auto increment. One more column I am writing C2. Data type that I am writing is varchar. Size, for example, let's say I am writing here 15. One table is created, and after creating this table, then I'm writing here insert into. Name of the table is T1. I wanted to provide value for C2. Then I'm writing here values. Into the values, the very first thing that I'm writing is ABC, and the next value that I'm writing is going to be BCD. Copy. Table created. After creating the table, then record is inserted. After inserting both the records, the next query that I'm writing is select star from T1. Initially, please check the value for column C1. And after checking for value C1, please do let me know the meaning of auto underscore increment is clear to you or not. If any column is auto increment, then definitely database will automatically take its value. The first value for the record is going to be 1, then it is going to be 2, then it is going to be 3, and so on. But always keep in mind, if a column is auto increment, then it must be a primary key. Clear it is? If a column is auto increment, then it must be a primary key. Okay. Now let me write down the case. If I'm talking about the delete query, then can I say that the delete query is used to delete individual records, or you can say that record according to a certain criteria? Yes, it is. So for example, let's say if I'm writing delete from T1 where C2 like percent %B percent %B percent. So this time all the records which has letter B into the column C2, they will be deleted. Done. Now I'm writing select star from ST, select star from T1 and semicolon. Select star from T1 semicolon. Can you see this is empty set? So working perfect? Yes or no? Now let me write down the next query. Into the next query, for example, I am inserting one more record. The record is for CDE. And after inserting this record, now let me come here and in the line number 94, please check the value of column C1. Please check the value of column C1. It's 3. So can I say that delete query, even if you delete all the record, still the value of auto increment is not resetted. Can I say this thing? So regarding the delete query, can I say first point that delete is used to record selectively? This is the point number 1. Delete is used to delete record selectively. The second number point that I'm writing for you is that delete do not reset the value of auto increment column. This is the first thing. Now let me go to the next case. Let me go to the next case. The next query that I'm writing is truncate table T1. The next query is truncate table T1. If I'm writing truncate table T1, can you see that query is okay? Yes, it is. If I'm writing select star from T1, how many records are there? No records. How many records are there? No records are there. Okay. And then again, I'm writing the insert query. While writing the insert query, let's say that I am writing here, this is DEF. And after writing DEF here, I'm inserting the query, then select statement. Please check the value of C1 column. Can I say truncate is used to reset the auto increment column? Can I say that truncate resets the value of auto increment column? Second thing, in the truncate, you cannot use where clause. So definitely truncate will delete all the records of the table. Getting my point? Difference between delete and truncate is clear. Yes, it is. Next one. Next one. So see, delete is used to delete records only, but it does not reset the auto increment. Truncate is used to delete all the records. It resets the auto increment. But if I'm talking about delete and truncate, they do not touch table structure. Is that okay? They do not touch table structure. And let's say that if I'm writing the query that is drop table T1. If I'm writing the query drop table T1, let's say that initially I have inserted some record. The record that I have inserted is this time EFG is what I am writing. Copy here, coming here, right click. Okay. How many records I am having? Definitely I am having only two records right now. I'm having two records right now. Let me check what went. Might be I have inserted one record already. It's okay. And after doing this part, if I'm writing drop table T1, then definitely after writing drop table T1, hitting enter, and then I'm writing here show tables, semicolon. How many tables are there? Only one. Can I say that table T1 is deleted? Yes, and if the table T1 is deleted, then definitely can I say that drop is used to delete the table? And if the table is deleted, then definitely entire records are also deleted. Yes or no? So drop is used to delete table structure, and definitely so all the records will be deleted automatically. This is the point, and nothing special to say, because if table doesn't exist, then what you will do? So from this example, difference between delete, truncate and drop, is that clear? Everyone, difference between delete, truncate and drop is clear. It's very important question for your interview point of view. Yes, it is. That's great. Finally, there is drop database name. You can delete database also, no problem. But once you delete delete the database, then all the tables are automatically bye bye. So do this job with care. Shall I proceed further, or any ask so far? Shall I proceed further? Please write one on chat. Next very important topic I'm going to discuss. Okay. Okay. Next is all about group by. Say, just actually giving you few demands. For example, let's say in the table ST, I'm having scholars from Karnataka also, Punjab also, Haryana also, Delhi also, etc., etc. And then I'm asking you, or then let's say that I am asking you a query that you need to give me state name as well as toppers percentage state wise. Getting my query? You need to print state name, and beside the state name, you need to print maximum percentage scored by a scholar of that state. Query is clear? Similarly, if I'm saying that you need to display the state name, and beside the state name, you need to display counting of the student. Second query also clear what I'm demanding? Yes, it is. So can you write down these queries with whatever knowledge you are having so far? Okay, simple. First of all, definitely we have to actually divide the student table according to the states. Yes or no? Or according to the distinct value of the state? The very first way, you should divide the table student according to the distinct value of the state. Then for every distinct value of the state, you need to write down the query separately. Getting my point? What to do with according to the knowledge that we are having as of now? And if I'm talking about the better solution for the such queries, then definitely the better solution for the such query is to use the group by statement. The second is to use the group by statement. For the group by statement, I'm not going to use the same table ST. This time I'm going to use the another table, and the name of the another table is employee table. So initially employee table, I'm going to create here. Table is created. Into this employee table, let me insert some of the records. These queries will be available to you, don't worry. 6 queries are there. Then we are writing the query that is select star from. What is the name of the table? The name of the table is called employee. Into the employee table, can you see that EID, e-name, department, salary, and designation is available here? 6 records are there. Okay, simple question. How many distinct departments are there? How many distinct departments are there? 3. How many distinct designations are there? 4. That's good. So the table is created for you. And once the table is created for you, then let me talk about some of the queries that will give you more clarity. For example, the very first query is write a query to find sum of salaries paid department wise. Write a query to find sum of salaries paid department wise. According to whatever knowledge we are having today, the very first thing that I can do is, first of all, I need to find out the list of all the distinct departments. And to find out the list of all the distinct departments, I have to write down select distinct DEPT from. What is the name of the table? It is employee hitting semicolon. So list of distinct department is available to me. What I wanted to find out, I wanted to find out sum of salaries. So to find out the sum of salaries, according to whatever knowledge we are having so far, one of the way is I should write down select DEPT, comma, sum of salary from, what is the name of table? It is employee. Then where DEPT equal to sales. This is the first query. This is the first query, and mistake in my query, by mistake semicolon was inside. First result is there. Second result, for example, we are writing is HRM, hitting enter. Again, mistake in the query. Second query. Well, better to write down the collection of queries once again, otherwise it will be difficult to explain. First of all, select distinct. Okay. Then we are writing here select department comma salary from employee where department equal to sales. Perfect. Select department comma sum of salary from employee where department equal to HRM. Perfect. Select department comma sum of salary from employee where department equal to BDO semicolon, hitting enter. Again, what's sometime actually typing problems irritate so much. Well, right now you have to manage slightly. First condition. First statement I am asking you. In all the queries, has I ever used aggregate function in the where clause, or I have used aggregate function in the select clause? Which statement is true? Statement number 1, I have used aggregate function with where clause. Statement number 2, I have used aggregate function with select clause. Which one is true? Definitely I have used with select clause. Definitely I have used with select clause. So right now, initially, what is the demand? Initial demand is that write query to find sum of salaries paid department wise. So what you did? Initially, you find list of distinct department, and for every department, then you are writing the query select sum comma sum of salaries from employee where department equal to first value. Then select department comma sum of salary from employee where department equal to second value. You are getting your answer. But let's say that if I'm talking about a big company, and in a big company, if you are having 80 different departments, if you have 80 different departments, then would you love to write down query in this manner? Anybody here who like to write down query in this manner? Definitely nobody. So actually what we wanted to do, first of all, we have to divide the table according to the distinct value of the column. Once the groups are created, then actually I have to apply aggregate function. Is that clear? First, I wanted to group according to distinct value of a particular column. And once the grouping is done, then I have to apply the aggregate function. And whenever you are having such kind of demand, then you are always advised to go with the group by clause. So what exactly I am doing? This time I am writing the same query in a different manner. How to write down the query? I am writing select department comma sum of salary from employee. Then this time I am writing group by DEPT semicolon and hitting enter. Can you see? Last time we have written 4 queries, and this time using only a single query, the result is available to me. How exactly the second query is getting executed? Just try to understand. Just try to understand for this query, select department comma sum of salary from employee. How exactly the query is written? First of all, whenever you are talking about any query, or actually first of all, right now this is the month of April, And let me give you one simple trick so that you can understand the things in much better manner. You all are requested to initially please remember this line. This will give you some feel good factor. Please read this line one time, two time, three time. It's available on chat. Have you read this statement 3 to 4 times? Now see how important this statement is. This statement contains a trick to remember how exactly the query is getting executed. This actually contains the trick to remember how exactly the query is getting executed. Point number one. Whenever you are executing any query, then the very first operation that is executed is from clause, because this is source of information. J is for June, J is for join. After the from clause, or you can say that along with the from clause, join operation is getting executed. This is the second operation that is executed. V is for W and W is for where. After from and join, the third clause that is getting executed is the where clause. G is for gonna, G is for group by, then definitely group by clause will be executed. Have, having, very similar, then having clause will be executed. S is for salary, S is for select, then select statement will be executed. Doubled is for distinct, then definitely distinct clause will be executed. And finally order by clause will be executed. And if limit clause is available, then definitely limit clause is going to be executed at last. So from this trick, from June, we gonna have salary doubled. Okay. Can you remember the order of query execution? How the clauses are executed? Yes or no? Kind of. One or two time it is required. And during the examples, I will cover each and everything. So first of all, everybody, for this thing, if I'm talking about the query, then definitely my query is select. We are writing department, comma, sum of salary from ST. Then we are writing here group by, and into the group by we are writing here department, DEPT semicolon. We are writing here department, that is DEPT semicolon. So the very first thing that I'm asking, select is available here, from is available here, group is available here. Please take a look at the trick. That is from June, we gonna have salary doubled. Okay. The very first clause that is going to be executed is from clause. Clear or not? Okay. When from clause is executing, then definitely entire table is available to you. Yes or no? When from clause is getting executed, then entire table will be available to you. Yes, it is. Now, do we are having join? No. Do we are having where clause? No. So which clause will be executed next? Definitely the group by clause. And grouping we are doing according to the department. So just take a look at the table that is available from line number 223 to 229. Can I say that on the behalf of department, I can create three different groups? Yes or no? On the behalf of department, can I say that there will be three different groups, such that the first group will be for the sales department, second group will be for the HRM department, and the third group will be for the BDO department. This is how exactly the group by function is executed, or group by part is executed. From is executed, join is not there, and then where clause is not there. Group by is executed. After group by, do we are having clause? No. Now the next clause that will be executed is the select clause. So definitely select clause will be applied on 3. And in the select clause, we are talking about department name and sum of salary. So definitely for the first group, name of department is sales and sum of salary is going to be 60,000. Please check if the result is matching or not. Please check if the result is matching or not. Hurry up, please update. Yes, it is. For the second department, the department name is HRM and definitely the addition of the salary is going to be 96,000. Result is matching or not? Yes, it is. For the third case, the name of department is going to be BDO and definitely some of the salary is going to be 73,000. Is that clear, everybody? How group by is getting executed? Okay or not? Yes, it is. Shall we take more example? I think it will be good for your practice. Yes, it is. So this is the first query that I have written. Select department, comma, sum of salary from ST group by department. Let me take one more example. The one more example that we are writing is that write query to. This part is done. Write query to find counting of employee as total employee for the combination of department and designation. This time we are talking about combination of department and designation. So please take a look at this query. If I'm talking about the combination of department and designation, then definitely sales and SM. This is the first combination. HRM and SSM, this is second combination. HRM and HR, this is third combination. BDO and BM, this is fourth combination. So can I say total four distinct groups are available for the combination of department and designation? Yes or no? Yes, it is. So we have to apply the group by clause this time on the two different columns collectively. So what to write down? Just try to understand. Write query to find the counting of total employee for the combination of department and designation. So the very first thing we have to write down is select. Then we have to write down first column, that is department. Second thing we have to write down is designation. Then we have to write down count of star. And definitely the count of star we have to write down is for the total employee. Then we have to write down from, and after from name of the table, this is going to be employee. Copy and then copy, right click and hitting enter. Let me check. There is any problem? Oh, sorry, I forgot to write down the group by clause. Copy, coming here, right click, hitting enter. Oh, please check this query. The query is select department, comma designation, comma count star as total employee from employee, group by department, comma designation. Again, please remember the trick. The trick is from June, we gonna have salary doubled. Okay, just remember the trick. Which part will be executed first? Can I say that from clause will be executed first? Yes or no? Yes. When the from clause is getting executed, then can you say that, sir, we are getting the entire table? Yes, it is. Is there join operation? No. Is there where clause? No. The next clause that is going to be executed is group by clause. So can I say right now four groups will be formed? Can I say right now four groups will be formed such that the first group is containing sales and SM. It is having two entries. The second group is HR and SSM. It is having only one entry. The next group is HRM and HR. It is having one entry. The last group is BDO and BM. It is having four entries. How the group by is working? Is that clear so far? How the group by clause is working? Is that clear so far? Please update. Let me go to the third case. Group by is getting executed. Do I am having clause? No. Salary is for select. So definitely select clause will be executed. In the select clause, how many things are there? Department is there, designation is there, and counting is there. So if I'm talking about the first group, then the name of the designation is sales. Name of the department is sales. Name of the designation is SM. And if I'm talking about the counting, will it be two? Yes or no? For the first case, counting will be two. For the second group, HRM and SSM, counting will be one. For the HRM and HR, counting will be one. For the BDO and BM, counting will be two. Is that result matching? Please check. Is that result matching? Please check. So, in what order queries are executing? If you are clear, then please type one on chat. If you are clear with this trick, how the query is getting executed, write one on chat. Now, those who are facing any difficulty, please write your doubt on chat. I am giving you time period 30-40 seconds, no problem. I'm waiting for doubts on chat because comparatively I receive less number of ones. You require practice. That is definitely one thing you require practice. No doubt so far. Shall I proceed further? Please write one on chat because 15 minutes are there. We have to. Okay. Regarding the query, let me talk to you about some lines, or let me talk to you about some of the pointers. The very first point, everybody, is that clear that group by is dividing your table into multiple parts based on the distinct value of a specific column or based on the distinct values of a combination of columns. First line clear? Yes, it is. Once your table is divided into several parts according to the distinct value of the columns, then definitely you can apply aggregate function also. This is second point. If I'm talking about the previous queries, into the previous queries, let's say that if I am talking about this query, select department, comma, designation, comma, count star, or let me come back to the previous query. The previous query was, that is select, it was DEPT, comma, sum of salary from, name of the table is ST. Then we were writing here group by, and after group by it is DEPT. So just try to understand one thing. In the select clause, can you see there are two different columns will be there? If I'm talking about the very first column, then the very first column or on this column, there is no aggregate function is applied. And because no aggregate function is applied here, that's why I will call it a non-aggregate column. On the other hand, if I'm talking about the second column, that is salary, on the salary column, because aggregate function is applied, so this is called aggregate column. So very first thing, what is non-aggregate column and what is aggregate column? Is that okay? Everyone, please update. This discussion is extremely important for understanding of group by. What is aggregate column and what is non-aggregate column? Is that okay? Yes, it is. Some replies I am getting. So right now, department is the non-aggregate column and salary is the aggregate column. This is the point number one. This is the point number one. So listen, whenever you are having aggregate and non-aggregate column together into the select clause, then you must have to use group by clause. First line clear? This is the first rule. Whenever you are having non-aggregate plus aggregate column together into the select statement, then you must have to use group by clause. First rule is clear or not? Clear? Rule number two, whatever non-aggregate column you are mentioning here, all these non-aggregate column you have to mention into the group by also, yet if required, you can mention additional non-aggregate columns also in the group by. Simple logic. Whatever non-aggregate columns you are writing into the select clause, they should be subset of non-aggregate columns in the group by. Is that logic clear? Or simply you can say that whatever non-aggregate column you are mentioning in the select clause, they must be available into the group by, but group by can have additional columns also. Whatever language you are finding easy, please remember. Whatever language you are finding easy, please remember. So please take a look at the first number rule. All non-aggregate columns of the select clause must be mentioned in the group by clause such that group by clause can have additional non-aggregate columns. This rule clear? Already discussed 2 times. Second number rule. If the select list contain the non-aggregate and aggregate columns together, then use of group by is mandatory. Already this rule is told to you. Yes or no? Rule number 3. You must not use aggregate functions with group by. Use column names only. Means within the group by, do not use aggregate function. This is the simple logic. This is the simple logic. Now, before talking about the fifth number rule, group by can be used for more than one column also. Already taken example for the combination of department and designation. We have already taken example for the department and designation. Then going to next part. See, if you remember the order of query execution, again I am repeating the trick. The trick is from June we gonna have salary doubled. Okay. The very first thing that is going to be executed is from, then join operation, then where clause, then group by, and then having, and then select. So can I say that group by clause is going to be executed before the select clause? Yes or no? Submit your opinion, please. Can I say that the group by clause is going to be executed before the select clause? Remember the trick. From June, we gonna have salary doubled. Okay. Verified. Please update your response. The group by clause is getting executed before the select statement. Now there is simple logic. If the group by clause is getting executed before select statement, and if you are using column aliasing, then definitely column aliasing takes place when select statement executed, but group by is executed before select statement. So can I say that alias column name cannot be used in the group by? Clear or not? Aliased column names cannot be used in the group by because aliasing is done in the select statement and group by is actually executed before the select statement. Is that clear? Right, it is. This is what actually mentioned into the rule number 4, that you must not use column alias with the group by clause because select statement is executed after group by clause. So alias names are not available at the time of group by. This rule is also clear. Yes or no? Yes, it is. Then finally, I am talking about the last, that is important in the terms of where and having clause. That is important in the terms of where and having clause. And definitely for the where and having clause, I have to take some examples. This will be a good practice to do. This will be a good practice to do. So all the rules, almost I have verified. The further rules before verification, it will be good to take the query. See, line number 277. Line number 277. Write query to find department name and total salaries paid, department wise, such that you need to count only those employees whose salary is more than 25,000. Display the record in the descending order of total salary. So first of all, everybody, by looking at the language, what I wanted to do, I wanted to find out the department name. Then I wanted to find out total salary, how it is paid department wise. So can I say that group by has to be used on the department? Yes or no? Can I say that group by has to be used on the department? Yes or no? Say, such that you need to count only those employees whose salary is more than 25,000. So this time, can I say, first I have to filter out all the employees whose salary is less than or equal to 25,000. Can I say this thing? I have to filter out all the employees whose salary is less than or equal to 25,000, or simply we can say first I have to filter all the employees whose salary is more than whose salary is more than 25,000. So by looking at the language of the question, can I say the filtration has to be applied at the record level, not at the group level? Yes or no? The filtration has to be applied at the record level, not at the group level. Is that statement okay? Yes, it is. So see, how exactly the query will be performed? I am writing from what is the name of the table? The name of the table is called employee table. Then the where clause is there. Into the where clause, I have to write down where salary should be more than 25,000. Okay, this part is also done. Then what column I wanted to fetch? I wanted to fetch the column, the name of the column, that is called department. And after the department, then I have to fetch sum of salary. So can you see, department is the non-aggregate column, and whatever be the non-aggregate column is there, it must be available within the group by clause. Done. Then display the record into the descending order of total salary. So this time, can I write down somewhat like this? Please check the query. Please check the query. Clear it is? Everyone clear it is? Yes. So the result is available. Let us verify. According to the trick, the very first thing that is going to be executed is from clause. When the from clause is getting executed, so definitely the entire table is available for us. Now, where clause is there, join is there. Which clause will be executed first? Where clause is there and group by is there. Which clause will be executed first? Please write on chat. Hurry up. Trick is already told to you. From June, we gonna have salary doubled. Which clause will be executed first? Where or group by? Hurry up, update. Very less responses I am getting. Definitely. The where clause will be executed first. And definitely when the where clause is getting executed first. So can I say that first record and the fifth record, they will be filtered? Yes or no? The first and the fifth record will be filtered. So I'm having E002, 03, 04 and 06. Is that okay? That's great. Then going to the next portion. After the where clause is executing, now I am having group by, order and select. Which clause will be executed? Now which clause will be executed? Group by is there, select is there, order by is there. Hurry up, update on chat. From June, we gonna have salary doubled. Okay. Definitely group by will be executed and grouping is done on the behalf of department. So can I say three different groups will be there? Yes or no? Can I say three different groups will be there? Yes, it is. Once you are having three different groups, now select is available, order by is available. Which clause will be executed first? Select or order by? Definitely select. So selection is for the department and sum of salary. So can I say for the sales department, there is only one record available. So sum of salary is 35,000 matching. For the second group, that is, it is HRM. The total salary is going to be 98,000. Perfect. For the third group, that is BDO, the total salary is 48,000. Perfect. But finally, definitely this is going to be into the descending order of sum of salary. So if it is arranged into the descending order of sum of salary, then after the select clause, finally order by will be executed and we are going to have the result in that sequence. Is that clear? So I hope if you remember this trick, then how exactly to write down the query, this will be very easy for you. Yes or no? So the trick is important for you. Then finally, you can see that one more query is available. Write query to find department name and total salary paid department wise, such that you need to include only those departments whose sum of salary is more than 65,000. Take a look at the question very, very carefully and do let me know. We have to apply filter at row level or we have to apply filter at group level. Please update on chat. Hurry up, update your response. Some responses I'm getting. This time we have to apply filter at record level or we have to apply filter at group level. Just a simple question I am asking you. Definitely group level. Most of the answers are correct. Definitely at the group level. So whenever you wanted to apply filter at the group level, do not go with the where clause. This time you have to go with the having clause. Getting my point? Where clause is to apply filter at row level. Having clause is to apply the filter at the group level. Is that clear? What is the difference between both is? Yes, it is. So let me write down the syntax. Write a query to find. Okay. The very first thing that I wanted to find is the department name. The second thing that I wanted to find out is the sum of salary from. What is the name of the table? Definitely the name of the table is going to be ST. Then I have to perform the group by. Yes, I have to perform group by on the behalf of department. Perfect. After performing group by on the behalf of department, then it says that you need to include only those department whose sum of salary is more than 65,000. So in this condition, I have to apply the having clause and into the having clause, I have to write down that sum of salary should be more than 65,000. Please read the query very, very carefully. Please read the query very, very carefully. Shall I go for execution? Hitting unknown column department. Oh, name of table is unfortunately wrong. Hitting enter. So let me execute. See, first of all, from clause is executed. Yes, entire table is available here. Do we have join? No. Do we have where? No. Next clause going to be executed is where clause. Because grouping is done on the behalf of department, so definitely three groups will be available there. The first group is for the sales, second group is for the HRM, third group is for the BDO. Now, after group by clause, which clause will be executed? Hurry up, update. After group by, which clause will be executed? Hurry up, please update. From June, we gonna have salary doubled. Okay. Having clause. So when the having clause is getting executed, so if I'm talking about the sum of the first group, then definitely the sum of the first group is 60,000. Is it following the condition? No. So this entire group will be ruled out. Getting my point? The entire group of sales will be ruled out. Then talking about the next group salary is 96,000. Is it follow criteria? Yes, it is. The next group is having salary 75,000. Is that follow criteria? Yes, it is. So definitely after having only two groups will be there. After having the next clause that is going to be executed is definitely select clause. In the select clause, department and sum of salary will be there. So you can see that department and sum of salary is available for you. If you are doing some order by, then it will also be done. Is that clear? How to write down the query? Yes, it is. Just remember the trick. Group by having is nothing special. Then finally, just one or two queries are also there. Please bear with me. This topic will be completed, and because you are in continuation, that's why. Query to find out department, comma, average salary of all the employees department wise, such that include only those employees whose designation has letter M anywhere. Consider only those groups whose total salary is more than or equal to 60,000. Display the records into the descending order of average salary. First line. Include only those employees whose designation has letter M anywhere. Can I say this time I have to use where clause? For the highlighted portion, can I say that I have to use where clause? Yes or no? Yes, it is. Then consider only those groups whose total salary is more than equal to 60,000. This time, is it clear that I have to use having clause? So I hope with this example, it is more clear that what is the difference between where and having clauses. Where is for row level filtering, having is for group level filtering. This is the simple logic that you have to keep into your mind. So what can be the query? Definitely from what is the name of table? Name of table is employee. Name of the table is employee. What I wanted to find out, the very first thing that I wanted to find out is the department name. And second thing that I wanted to find out is going to be average of salary. How do I wanted to find out? First of all, definitely I need to write down the where clause. Into the where clause, I have to mention designation like percent m percent. Okay. Then we have to do perform the group by. So definitely grouping has to be done on the behalf of department. Then I have to write down the having clause, and into the having clause, I have to mention that sum of salary should be more than 60,000, more than equal to 60,000. Finally, display the record into the descending order of average salaries. So for example, this is AVG underscore cell. So I am writing here order by AVG salary DESC. Please take a look at the query. Please take a look at the query. Shall I proceed for execution? Query is clear for everyone? Where I have used where clause and how to use having clause collectively. The very first thing, from clause executed, entire table is there. Join is not there, then where will be executed? When where will be executed, so can I say percent %m percent in the designation? So HR post will be ruled out. We are having only 5 records. This discussion clear? Then for the 5 records, the grouping will be done on the behalf of department wise. Group by clause will be executed. So we are having 3 groups. Is that also okay? After the 3 groups, now having clause will be executed. So find out the sum of salary. For the first group sales, the sum of salary is more than or equal to 60,000. Yes. For the second group, the sum of salary is more than 60,000. No. For the third group, the sum of salary is more than 60,000. Yes. So can I say that second group will be ruled out? Can I say that the second group will be ruled out? Yes, it is. So definitely second group is ruled out. Then we are talking about department and average salary. So department is sales, and definitely the average salary here is 30,000. In the second case, department is BDO. The average salary is 36,500. Okay, this thing is also there. Finally, order by average salary DESC. So result is matching. Please check. Result is matching. Please check. Matching. So this is something that we have for group by and clause. This is very simple clause, believe me. Just it is a matter of practice that you have to do. So this sheet I'm going to share you along with the solution. Rest of the things is subjected to your practice. Please go to LMS portal and fill the feedback form. Anand, Shishir, any announcement from your side? Seems no. There is no announcement. Okay, everybody. So just fill the feedback form. You are free to leave the meeting. And sorry for today. The lecture is getting late by 4 minutes, but the topic is completed. Content will be shared to you shortly. Bye.